Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be building this modern farmhouse, and the photo that you just saw, that's our inspiration photo, and we're going to try and recreate the exact same one in our game. That's a really, by the way, a really nice trick. If you guys struggle with building houses and you don't really know what to build, you can just find an inspiration photo and try and mimic that in the actual game. For me, for example, I sometimes struggle when it comes to roofing, and I think it's just very hard to do. Like, I can do it, but it's just it takes a lot out of me. So one trick that I do is just try and find a photo and then mimic that, because once you do that, you kind of take the guesswork out of the whole process, and you just have this and you can just copy it and you know it will look good, so you don't need to put in any extra work with that. So for today, the house that I found is kind of like a modern farmhouse, and for me, I really enjoy this style of houses. I think they look absolutely stunning, and my personal style, I do like modern homes a lot, but at the same time, sometimes modern homes and modern houses in general, they're just a little bit too cold and they're not inviting and homey. And that's why sometimes houses like this one, I feel like they're still modern, but they give off that homey vibe at the same time. And for today, what I had was just one photo, and it was the photo of the front of the house. So when it comes to the back of the house, we kind of just use our imagination to finish this off. So we'll be just kind of, I'll be adding my own touch to the inside as well. And I'll be doing my own floor plan, since I didn't really have a floor plan for this house. But if that's one thing you struggle with, that's as well the same trick. Just find an existing floor plan and try and copy that inside your game. So that will help you out a lot, especially if you're just beginning building and you're kind of confused where everything goes, what to put where. That will help you a lot. For today, so I finished the roofing almost. I'm going to go back and forth, kind of like trying to make it a bit more closer to what we had on the photo, but I think we came pretty close. I couldn't do any better. The only part that doesn't completely match would be this top floor, but I tried my best to make it look as close as I could to the photo. After that, I tried finding these windows. I think these windows actually like went so well with the photo, so they look pretty similar to the ones that are on the photo, and they definitely gave out the same look. When it comes to the main door, I couldn't find a door that's big enough and black, so I kind of went for this single door, base game single door, and I just made like two of those, and I kind of made them together so they look like a double French door. And we're just going to be adding all these bits. So as I said, I had like the photo of the front yard, and we're going to try and copy that exactly to the T. And one thing that they had on this house that I also think is so beautiful is this white picket fence, and I couldn't find the same one in game. I don't know, maybe I'm missing some of the packs that might have that. Let me know if you guys know a better fence that will look because it had those like pointy spikes at the edge of it, like at the top part, and I do not have that, at least on the packs that I own. But I think this one came out pretty close to that. Now we're just going to be adding these little finishing touches when it comes to landscaping, and that's one thing that I really loved about this build as well. It had these beautiful flowers in the front and bushes, and it just looked very peaceful and beautiful. It didn't have a front gate, but it kind of had this open bit, so we just recreated that with our fence, and we'll be adding some bushes. I'll also be pushing this fence a little bit back because I felt like it was a bit too close to the street. So yeah, and once we do that, we're gonna go to the back of the house and just add the same windows. And as I said, we're just kind of winging this part and doing it like I think, like what I think it looks good, because we didn't really have any information on what that looks like on the actual house. In the front, the only thing that we can see on the photo are four white chairs, and that's pretty much the only thing that I'll be putting as well. I kept it pretty simple. And in my head, with this house, I kind of had the idea that this would be like a huge family house and would still be like very cozy and homey. It didn't end up as being as big as I thought it would be, but it definitely is spacious enough, and there's enough space to kind of have like quite a bit, like a lot of rooms and everything. So I had in the beginning, I only did 3 bedrooms, but I ended up making 4 bedrooms. And this right here that we're making, that will be our master. and I'll also be making in the other end a same exact room, and that's going to be our kids room. I also made one small room. I will add it later on in this right corner. Yeah, you can see it here. So I added this room, and I wanted that to be like a baby room, and then on the top floor we have one big room as well. So right here we're just going to be doing the kitchen and this front part of the house. I actually deleted this because I did this house with so many times, so I just didn't sit down and do it all at once, so kind of lost the filming of me actually doing this bit. So I'm kind of just like doing it like this so you guys can kind of see how everything fit in. And I think it worked out really well. I made this dining room as well. It looks a bit maybe like it looks very cozy and very cute, but at the same time it still I feel like looks modern and clean, which is kind of like what I like to have in my builds. When it comes to this main room, I was kind of envisioning it would be a couple that has a lot of kids. So this is a house you can maybe use for your legacy challenge or for like a big family. So for their main room, I built this closet right here. So that's going to be their walk-in closet, and we're just going to be adding some mirrors as well as these dressers from Dream Home Decorator. And in the actual room, I added this bedside bassinet because I feel like that's just so like normal, like what you would have if you have a new kid. You would always have like a bedside bassinet by your bed for them to sleep in when they're so young and little. In this other room on the other end, I just added these two beds, and I was thinking it would be maybe a boy and a girl, and they would be started school. So they have this room, and they have one corner for each one of them, and they have their own bathroom that's attached to this room as well. And I made sure it has a bathtub because I feel like when you have children, especially in Sims, you really need to have bathtubs so you can bathe them, especially the babies, obviously. And we're just going to be adding like some additional clutter items to this space to make it look more lived in. And yeah, pretty much on the bottom floor, the one more thing that we will be adding is going to be a baby's room in that right corner, and that room did not have a bathroom attached to it. I made a bathroom like that's a shared bathroom on the bottom floor as well, whereas all the other rooms they have their own bathrooms. And this house, I don't know if I mentioned it, it has 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms in total, and then it also has a huge backyard. This is the baby's room because I was thinking they're just expecting a baby or they have a baby with them. So this is kind of their little nook. It doesn't have a bathroom attached, but anyways, when they're that small, I feel like you would want to bathe them in your own bathroom, and I don't think that will be a big issue. I also made sure we have that bathtub so we can bathe them. I think this room turned out actually pretty cute considering it was so small, and I didn't know what to do with it, and I didn't want the living room and the kitchen to be too open because I still wanted it to be very warm and cozy and inviting. And I feel like when it's a bit of a smaller space, it gives off more of that vibe. So yeah, this is pretty much our room. We're just going to be adding some finishing touches like some wallpaper and wall decal to make this room look a little bit more cozy and like kid friendly. And I really love these wall decals. I love these little trees. I think sometimes you don't even need the actual wallpaper, like these just make up for the whole space. I will be adding some wallpaper as well on the other side just to make it a little bit more snug and cozy. And yeah, pretty much once we finish this, we're done with this floor. I also, for this family, I was envisioning for them to have a dog and to have like, because they have this huge backyard, so you would think if you had a dog, they would just have like the best life because they can just go outside and run around and have so much space for themselves. And I also I will be putting a dog bed. I put one downstairs, and I will be putting one upstairs. So for this room, I felt like this room could be a room for maybe grandma and grandpa, or the way that I made it, I was thinking there would be a room for like a teenage girl that would be living here. And it just happened randomly because I just kind of placed this bed and I was looking at which color to go for, and I wanted to go for like the most random color I haven't really done ever, and this purple came out, so I thought it would be a nice challenge to try and make a cute purple room, because I've actually never done that, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think it's a little bit like, I don't know, it might be a bit too much, but I feel like if you have a teenager in your house, I feel like this would be something that they would like. And yeah, I just added this little area with the computer, and I also added the TV in this room, as well as in the room downstairs that had the adults. I feel like it's just fun to have a TV there, and you don't need to share it, especially when it's such a huge house and you have so many people living there. And yeah, here we have kind of this small bathroom, and I'm just going to be adding like the stuff that I always do. We'll be adding this shower. By the way, I think this is the first time I used the shower, and it's absolutely stunning. I never used it before. I didn't even know I had it. I just kind of randomly saw it now when I was doing this build. But yeah, pretty much we're done with the inside of our house. I'm just going to be adding some finishing touches, and after that I added all the switches to make sure that there's switches in every room. And we're just going to be finishing. This is the fourth bathroom, and it's the last one that's kind of for everyone. And it's so in the end, the only thing left for us to do is kind of like make this backyard look absolutely stunning, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be adding a pool in the back, and we're also going to be adding this sunken seating area. And if you guys have never done this, it's pretty easy to do, and I have a video on my channel on how to do it. I will be attaching it at the end of this video if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, this just completes the build so well. I'm going to be adding this big sofa that just fits in so perfectly with this, and all we're going to be doing is just add a pool around it. And I'm also going to be adding some stairs so that our Sims can access this area, and we'll add a little pergola on top. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger because this was just a bit too small and a bit too snug. I will also be adding this fireplace because I love like the way, especially houses in like LA, they all the outdoors, they always have this nice fireplace, and I think that just looks so stunning. And this one looked the most similar out of all of the ones that we have in game. So I just added that here, and we're just gonna put some windows so you can have like a nice view at the water while you're chilling here. And the idea behind this whole kind of backyard was I wanted it to be like the ultimate backyard. This whole house, I just wanted it to be like the ultimate family home. I wanted it to be perfect and just have a little bit for everyone, and that you feel like you don't really need to leave this house. Like you can live here and there's nothing you need like from the outside. And I wanted it to be a house that if you have kids, all their friends will want to hang out here. And that's what I would like to have one day, just have like this amazing huge house, and my kids will just like bring everyone there and like will want to hang out here. And that's pretty much like what we went for with this one. I'm just going to be adding here, so we added some floaties, we're gonna add some chairs so you can kind of have like a little lounge area on the outside. And one thing that I really wanted to add into this build was the pizza oven that came with with the Home Chef Hustle. I really wanted to add that, so I just kind of extended this deck area, and I'm going to be adding like a half kitchen here where we're going to be having this pizza oven and just like a little sitting area, so you can kind of have your breakfast on the outside or like your food on the outside, or if you have friends over you can just kind of chill there and enjoy the space. I also added like so many things for the kids. I will be adding, now you'll see me add in the end of this, I'll be adding like a basketball court, and as well as a play area. Just as I said, I just wanted it to be like the ultimate like fun house to be in, and I think that's the goal, at least for me. So I also added this mini fridge, and I'll be adding like a little pergola on top of this this table as well, just to have like a bit of shade from the sun. And yeah, all the things that that I add today, they're all things that I would like to have. I also add like things for the dog, because as I said before, in my head I was kind of thinking that this family would have a dog, and I added all the beds and all the like food items on the inside, so if you guys use it, you have everything fully functional. And I also added this bigger fence just because I felt like if you have a pool, you would want to have a higher fence, even though the original house has this white picket fence in the front. I just thought that this is a bit more fitting. Yeah, because you wouldn't want to be in your like swimming suit and like swimsuit and like your neighbors are just like looking in. So yeah, and this is pretty much what I was talking about. We're adding our basketball court and like the little play area for the dog, and we're pretty much nearing the end of this build. I will be posting this house on my gallery if you guys want to download it, and I will also be now posting the photos of the original house and what we ended up with. So let me know if you guys like it and if you think it turned out well, and I'll see you guys next time.